Hey guys, it's Bear here with Journey to Preparedness, helping you prepare not for your doomsday, but your everyday. So this is the video version of podcast number 35, and today we are going to, so in the podcast I did cover the coronavirus pandemic slightly. I'm not going to talk about that today. What I am going to talk about is in the second half of the podcast. If you want that, please go listen to the whole podcast. That can be found at journeytopreparedness.net. Right from our website. You can also get that on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found, will be there. Okay. What I am going to cover on the video version here is the second half of the podcast, which we talked about the current panic buying that is going on. And if you are in the preparedness realm, if you, like myself, and you have followed my videos and podcasts and blogs throughout the beginning, and you've gotten into preparedness and you began prepping, so you're not necessarily new to this. All right, so you've got your food stores and everything else. Here are some other items that you can be purchasing while everybody else is panic buying toilet paper and food and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to kind of go over here today in this video version, is some of the items that I've found that are in abundance that you can currently be purchasing. That are out there and available. And given the time of year, some of them might be in clearance and some of them are just starting to get restocked. So again, as the cycles go, the winter stuff is going out, and the spring stuff is coming in. So you're getting rid of some of the hunting stuff and some of the like heater supplies and stuff like that, and now you're starting to get into the camping stuff. So you're kind of going with the system. So you're kind of right in between here in the sweet spot where some of the stuff you might be able to get on clearance, and then some of the stuff again is just coming in, so you're getting fresh new, and maybe get some sale prices. But these are items that you can purchase now while everybody else is panic buying food and toilet paper and water and everything else, because you've already got that stored. If you don't already have that stored, buy what you need. Buy your normal essentials. Don't panic buy, and maybe take some of those funds that you had for preparing and put those towards these items. All right, and I'll leave some links below to some of the items. They can also be found on our website, journeytopreparedness.net, under podcast number 35. The links there. So, and I might have some pictures up in here in the corner to go with some of these items. Okay, so one of the main things is that you can be looking for is heaters. All right, whether it be buddy heaters, kerosene heaters, different types of heating elements. And I'll leave a link to one on Amazon that I have. One of the kerosene heaters that's good for indoor and outdoor use. It works great. The big buddy heaters work great. Those you can probably start to find maybe on some specials and some deals, because they probably had a stockpile of them, and now that it's starting to get warmer and into spring, you'll get some sale prices on those. The little propane tanks, those are great, and those are a stockpile of those right now. Everybody's got them. Again, because of the fact that we're getting out of the heating season and getting into camping, those are used a lot for camping also. Camp stoves, another great one, whether it be a Coleman camp stove or a Camp Chef or whatever you're using, whether it be propane or butane. Those are great to have, and those are things that can be used indoors. So that's a prep to have as a backup if the power goes out and you have an electric stove, or you just want to be able to maybe cook outside with them, give yourself some practice with them. Those are a nice thing to have. Cast iron pans, you can be looking at those. Those again have, nobody's really using those, nobody's buying those up, and those are great to have for camping and cooking on these devices. One thing I did find, and I'll leave a photo right here, right now, is hand warmers, foot warmers, body warmers, the hot hands. Right now, those are on clearance at Walmart. They're getting rid of them again because it's getting out of season. You can get stockpiles of those relatively cheap, and they're great to have not only for keeping warm, but they can also be used in Mylar bag food storage. So instead of buying the whole system with the packs in them, the oxygen absorbers, that's basically what these are. These do the same thing and can be used the same way for food storage. For like if you're buying the 5-gallon bucket Mylar bags for storing large amounts of rice or beans or oats or anything like that, whatever you're doing for your 5-gallon bucket storage, these can be used in there inside the Mylar bags as an oxygen absorber, and they essentially work the same way as the ones you get, the little ones you get with the packets. So highly recommend those. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking down here. I got some notes again, as usual, right? Pretty common. Seeds are another one, and there's a stockpile of seeds coming out right now. Great for getting ready to grow in your gardens. If you're exploring some like cracky hydroponics or anything like that, something new, okay, that you can do indoors with some simple grow lights. And I'll look to have a video on that. I started that a while back. Some of the seeds, I had some bad germination on some seeds because I had some older seeds, so it really didn't go the way I wanted it to. I have started a second one now, and those are just starting to germinate. I started a second run of that. Those are just starting to germinate now, so I'll look to have a video on that coming out shortly. But it's super simple, super easy to do. You don't need a ton of space, and you can be growing your own food, lettuces and stuff like that. So seeds are out like crazy because it's getting to be that time of year. Spring's right around the corner and everyone will be planting. So now's a good time to stockpile up on seeds while everybody else is, again, panic buying food and toilet paper. Insect repellents, bug sprays, those are good. Mountain house food. Those of you who don't know what mountain house food is, they're typically camping and hiking and stuff like that, but they have a tremendously long shelf life. They're not bad tasting, not something you're going to want to eat a ton of, make your everyday meal, but they are a great addition to your preps. And people aren't really buying those a ton. Online they tend to be more, but I just found a bunch of them at Walmart completely stocked up. And they got a few variety, not a wide variety, but they got enough to at least add to your pantry. Have a few of those. And again, the shelf life, I bought a couple more just because I was there. And I took this photo here, and they had a shelf life till 2049. So they're gonna last forever. Not forever, but they're gonna be there. Water filters, water filtration systems, whether it be the Sawyer Minis or Life Straws, nobody's really buying those. Everybody's focusing on water itself, but water filtration, again, that's something that you can definitely add to your preps. Cordage, whether it be 550 cord, ropes, different twines, jute, whatever you need to add to your supply that you don't have. You can never have enough cordage. You'll always find a use for it. It's always going to be a need. Matches. All right, the stormproof matches, regular matches. Again, you get the long matches for fireplaces and stuff like that. Those are going to start going out a little bit because it's not that season. Usually those are a fall item. The stormproof matches maybe a little more into camping, because they're in the camping supply area, so those are starting to, they'll start to have more of those because they're going to be selling more. But the long ones that you use for starting fires, like in your fireplace, those are going to start going out, so you may be able to get a deal on those. Some of those fire starters, the logs and stuff like that, those are a good thing to add to your preps. And those are going to be going out now, again, with the season changing. Flashlights, all right, and as well, flashlights, extension cords, lights, LED lights, whatever you need to add to your blackout kit. I'll leave a card here for the blackout kit for you if you want to see what I put in mine. But a lot of these items, nobody's purchasing them. Nobody's even thinking about them. Now's the time you could be getting them. Again, take this time to use this time now to add to your preps that other people aren't adding. Generators. If you don't have a generator, maybe take the time to purchase a generator now. Look for deals on those. First aid items. Everybody is getting the masks and the gloves, you know, but what about Band-Aids and, you know, and bandages and other first aid, general first aid? Now's the time you could be focusing on that. Again, while everybody else is panic buying the food, if you have the food stores, just because we're in this current situation doesn't mean you stop preparing for the next situation. You know, doesn't mean you stop preparing in general just because you're currently going through it. Because at any point in time, if this system, you know, the system that's going right, it's being kept up by, you know, they're still putting stuff in stores. They're still, you know, there's still the food is still being replenished through the system. And if that system stops for any reason, you know, then we're going to have issues. Well, you can still get other items. You know, you can still get your first aid items. You can still get these, you know, tanks, these propane tanks for your small grills or your little Coleman stoves. You know, you can still get all these items now and have them and continue to expand your preps and increase your preparedness should this go on longer, and should this, you know, should there ever be a breakdown in the system. And that way you can be prepared for the next event. You've got your food stores, you continue to do your normal shopping, right? So you don't have to dip into your stores, but now you can enhance the rest of your preps by focusing on them when everybody else is panic buying. Okay, the 52% of people who didn't have 3 days worth of food and water in their house, they're now panic buying everything else, right? Panic buying all the food. You can focus on everything else. Because if there's ever a breakdown, then they're going to start to freak out, and then they're going to start to realize they may need everything. You know, not just food, but what about, you know, any you know, power issues, any heating issues, any cooking issues, you know, they're going to start to realize that and maybe come around. And if you can be ahead of the game, you know, it's just going to benefit you. All right. So that's going to end this video version of podcast number 35. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell for notifications on all the videos we put out. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go to our website, journeytopreparedness.net. Find our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are available. All right. Till next time, this is Bear with Journey to Preparedness, helping you prepare not only for your doomsday, but your everyday. Peace.